How's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to build an addition onto the woodshed to store the camper, keep the roof out of the weather, and hopefully make that last a lot longer, and possibly store a couple other things in. First, I have some brush to move, I have a little bit of clearing to do and a little bit of chainsaw work to do, but that's not a big deal. It's quick, it's easy, and it's fun work. Oh, you want those or something, don't you? You're like, they're cool. To keep the addition straight with the original building, I'm going to pull a few boards off, run a string through that opening, hook it to the first post, and then run it past the second post. When it barely touches the second post, it's a perfectly straight line, and I'll pull that string past where my new post is going to go. You know, I used to hate digging, but I'll admit, in small doses, I kinda enjoy it. I really can't find anything I enjoy about lifting 16-foot 4x6s, but it's just another step in the process. It's gotta be done. And once it's done, you don't have to do it again. Tina showed up just in time to help me get these posts level and packed in. It makes it a lot easier having some help. I had to take a few more boards off the outside, that way I can get my header board across. I had to cut this 2x12 back about 1.5 inches from the post, that way my other header could fit between it and the post. A jigsaw may seem like an odd tool to use, but it worked really well because it didn't hit at the end like a circular saw would. This front header I'm going to cut right in the middle of the post, that way I can butt my new header right up to it. This block of wood's just temporary. It's just a ledge to hold one end of the header up so that I can mount the whole thing by myself. And for the other end, I clamped a cradle to the post. That way, I'll set one end up on the block, walk the other end up the ladder, set it in the cradle, and then I'll have both hands free to finish securing the header. Once I had the post level and the header level, I ran some lags into it. Then I had to go inside the woodshed, climb the wood pile, and lag the other end of the header in. My cut on this had an angle that way so it wouldn't go any further. Using big lags like these, I always like to pre-drill the holes. It's also nice to have those lags started before you lift the header up. That way you're not fiddling around with that stuff up in the air. It's ready to go. You just run it into the post and it's secure and safe. I found adding this center post after the header was up to be really easy. Just dug the hole through the post in, screwed it to the top, leveled it out, the top held it up, and I was able to backfill it no problem. I bought this battery powered chainsaw not too long ago. It works pretty nice for cutting these posts off. I really thought it would be a little quieter, but I still find I prefer to wear earmuffs with it. This front post didn't go quite as easy as the back one. It wanted to stick between the header and not slide. Because the roof on the addition has a slightly different angle than the roof on the woodshed, I had to put a board on top of this header. That way it brought the rafters up in the front and made the roof line match all the way across the front of the two buildings. I lagged in a 2x6 for vertical bracing underneath of that header. Figured that should make it a little stronger yet. Well, that looks much better. Not the weather, that is. That doesn't look good at all. That is good and level. One tool I've thought about selling, and I'm glad I didn't, is my climbing belt. Makes it so much safer and so much easier to get different jobs done. Tie your ladder off, use a climbing belt, don't even really need to use your hands to hold on. You can really get a lot of work done that way. Alright, finally ready for some rafters. First I have to put one up and mark out my bird's mouth cuts. Once I've got the first one cut, I'll use that one to make all the other cuts. I'll mark every board with the very first board. That way it doesn't change. Charlie, ready to build?
slide one underneath of it. I'll just pop a nail here for now. I'll just put one nail in for now. I'll go get my other piece. I'll say I'll make it 30 inches. This doesn't have to be perfect. It's got a lot of overlap. And this is the upper side.
Well, moment of truth. Let's see how the camper fits. It actually fits all right. The tongue sticks out, and I knew it would. But the ground is really unlevel, so I'm going to do a little bit of dirt work. Be an ideal way to just rent a skid steer, buy some sand, but all I really want is this to be just a little bit more level for winter. And using a rototiller is not a bad option. Break up the dirt pretty good with it, and then you've got nice loose soil and it's easy to rake and level out. Well, it's not perfect, but it's much, much more level than it was. I normally don't wear gloves a lot, but doing this, I really should be wearing gloves because when that J-channel fell down, the end of this cut is like a 1/16 from this vein, and it definitely would have went through it because it went really deep. So, and that just fell on my hand. It just fell. It's really sharp. So, cut-proof gloves. Should have been wearing them in the first place. I didn't have any electric snips, but I found that if I ran a screw through the scrap piece into the trailer to hold that scrap piece down, it was really easy to cut this angle cut. This corner's a little goofy, and that's because I honestly didn't plan to put any walls on this. I was just going to build a roof to protect the roof of the camper. You notice the purlins don't line up, and that's because I had to have something to screw to on the woodshed side, and the purlins on the woodshed were slightly higher. Hit a nail. See right there, I hit that nail. I have to get my sawzall. Yep, this corner is definitely turning out a little goofy, but it's pretty sturdy, so that's all that really matters. I'll have to get some kind of flashing up above this J channel, protect that wood. But for right now, at least I'm getting it closed in. I'm going to notch it here. The corner's getting cut down to right there. This spot, it's going into the J channel, right there. This is going to continue on up, like so. And it's going to get cut across, like that. Then this corner, we're going to go like that. This is my setup. I'm going to use this for the winter. Probably use this when I'm camping too, honestly. It's pretty simple. It's just a charge regulator. I'm putting it inside this outlet box to keep it out of the rain. So that should keep it dry through the winter while it keeps my battery charged. Plug it into my solar panel. Built a little stand to put this on because clearly it's not going to stay dry if it just lays in a puddle of water. There, it should stay dry all winter. That should do it. Well, I think that should do it for this one. The camper is all tucked away in a nice safe spot. The battery's charging and should be good for spring. I've got more content in the works, but for camper videos, this will be the last one until next spring. So I'll leave you thinking of summer just like I am. Thanks for watching. See you soon.